Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today for another Twilight Zone video in my Twilight Zone ranking series, where I rank every episode of the original Twilight Zone from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I'm going to be talking about number 77, He's Alive, written by Rod Serling and directed by Stuart Rosenberg. This is a season 4 hour-long episode, and as always there will be spoilers. So, the first thing I want to say is it's amazing what Twilight Zone was putting on television in the 60s. This really was not the norm at the time, and I really respect what Rod Serling was doing, challenging the viewers of the day. I do like He's Alive. I think it's a very intense episode, and I think it's almost a classic, but I do think there's a few things that hold it back just slightly for me, but still overall, I think the episode is really good with a strong message. So, this is not a subtle episode, but I think that's understandable because of the subject matter. So this one stars Dennis Hopper as a man named Peter Vollmer, and he plays the role with a lot of intensity. And it starts with this man giving a controversial speech on the street that a lot of people don't really seem to be taking to. We're also introduced to a character named Ernst, who's kind of like an uncle to Peter, and he offers him shelter after things go poorly at his speech, even though he definitely doesn't support the things Peter was saying. So we get a little more background. It turns out that Ernst spent 9 years in a camp, and Peter had a rough childhood, which is why he views Ernst as a father figure. And I thought the relationship between these two characters was very interesting, probably the best part of the episode. So Peter starts getting messages at this time, or visits, I guess you could say, by a mysterious figure who's training him how to speak better and get his messages across. And you can immediately tell this mysterious figure has ulterior motives. Eventually, this figure even tests Peter by asking him to get rid of one of his main supporters, and Peter is a little reluctant at first, but he does, and all of a sudden he starts to have some success. He's gaining more followers, and more people are listening to his speeches. So eventually Ernst interrupts a rally, making Peter look really bad, or at least putting some doubt in people's minds that are watching. So the mystery figure is now very angry that Peter let this happen, and eventually is revealed to be a famous world leader. I will just say that the reveal is kind of obvious and not all that well done in my opinion, which is kind of a shame. So the figure predictably tells Peter to kill Ernst, which Peter does. So Peter is definitely completely lost at this point, but Peter says he now feels more powerful than ever. So this is where the episode gets really messy. The police get involved because Peter is wanted for killing Nick, the man that he was told to get rid of earlier. He tries to run and he gets shot. And Peter is shocked at this because he thought he was immortal, and it looks like Peter is a goner. Now, this is a powerful episode with a strong statement. I definitely respect the message. However, the ending does feel a little rushed. It kind of comes out of nowhere, and there's no excuse for that in an hour-long episode. I feel like this could have been set up a bit better. And also, I would never make light of the subject matter of this episode, but the reveal of the mystery person was obvious. The episode goes out of its way to really hide this, and I just thought it could have been done better. To be fair, maybe it wasn't that obvious at the time in the 60s when this episode was made, but from a modern perspective, I didn't think it worked that well. But it doesn't really ruin the episode in my opinion. So overall, He's Alive, I still think is a pretty remarkable episode for its time. It's definitely an intense episode. It's not always an easy watch, but I still think it holds up pretty well and that it works, and that's why He's Alive is number 77 on the list. As always, feel free to leave me a comment on if you like this episode or not. Thanks for your support, and thanks for watching.